don't like the salt. You made me pick that nasty ass salt on it. And I best do. We only 2 minutes late today, y'all.
We don't need 2 minutes. We got on. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
we was on at 8? Oh, okay. Not. We was on. No, they quit. I put that light on there. You made us dark there. Could they see us? They could see all. Not getting no sleep. See the shirts?
Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Stefan, how are you?
You see these shirts? This is... We repping our Black History Month today.
Target.
Yes, Target ain't playing with us. You kind of close. Just saying. Let me try this shirt. First of all, y'all,
I don't like the salt.
I'm reaching my 30s and everything is falling apart. Let's be clear. Teeth falling apart.
Stop
Everything
looking at
just been falling apart for me. So I'm gonna sip slow today, cause the ditches I ain't
it.
ditches
Not about to
right
be
now.
30 and everything falling apart. It's strong though. I don't
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
not gonna
salt.
be able to
Take shots.
take too many shots, and then after Monday, y'all, it's a wrap. Like construction of the mouth, like this is crazy. I'm gonna just say that because I don't want to be 30 right now. I want to go back to being a little girl because at this point,
Now Tisha said off of here.
thank you. You see the match? Now, one thing about Gladys, she made a beautiful daughter, natural too. Like you see, I be trying to embrace my curls and stuff. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I love my silky. But in the summer it be up. I always got my hair out like this in the summer, y'all.
I wear my curls too sometimes.
Barely. But
No, sometimes.
yeah, thank you. It's a lot of work.
Stop. That's why you wear a wig. Put that thing right.
Yeah, it's giving. What's this giving? Black Queen.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm scared to drink.
I don't like that salt. You ain't too scared. She's sipping.
I said, chew a drink on one side.
Oh.
How y'all been though? What's been going on?
Besides working
That's all I can say myself.
and breaking up fights.
That's not funny.
Whew.
Yeah, I gotta start around my contacts because this ring light is blowing my
Yeah, because you should push it on.
That got nothing to do with it. It's just
I can't see.
the reflection of my glasses. Yeah, y'all. So I think it's been an increase in needing help at jobs because, baby, let me tell you,
The job.
my job need help.
Nobody
So
want to work 16 hours.
I'm always at work only because we need help, y'all. But I don't know what else been going on with me other than realizing that I am a full adult.
You just realized that?
Yeah,
No, I don't realize that.
everything is just breaking down,
Everything in the world is just different.
and then I think I ain't gonna say I'm going through a midlife crisis because I ain't that old yet, but yeah, I be at the gym every day now
What's a life crisis?
because everything's I went. Okay, let me tell y'all before we
I
start.
ain't never go through.
Look,
no
I went
life
on
crisis.
this like whole journey of finding a new primary doctor or whatever. I asked my mom. I was calling her. I was taking pictures like, do this lady look like she'll tell me about myself and da da da. And you know she black. I'm not playing. So yes, I had got me a new primary doctor and stuff. So I'm going through is it pre-mid crisis or something? I ain't even 30 yet, y'all. But
She
look,
ain't
I
going
just
through no
I just
crisis.
did all these. I've been doing my appointments, but now it's just like everything's falling apart. So now it's like for real, like you going to the doctor not just to be sitting, like they about to start telling you hella shit about yourself, and I'm kind of nervous. Like look, I ain't playing about my teeth, y'all. And now I gotta go to the dentist and do all this extra stuff, and this construction in my mouth, like. It's not good.
You gotta take care of yourself, so when you get older,
so
you'll be alright.
I'm realizing that being adult is actually.
Being an adult.
I don't like it here.
You wanna come back?
What? Yeah, I don't want to go
No,
back.
I don't want you to live with me. I
Oh.
said, but you wanna go? No, you can't go back.
Yeah, I can't go back.
Mm-mm.
But it's like,
You said that fast.
yeah, I gotta keep pushing. But yeah, like, so I got a new primary doctor, whatever, and you know.
Welcome to the real world.
Yeah.
Working,
But even
doctors, taking the
I made
kids to
sure that my
appointments.
whole get up team was black. So I'm proud about that, period. And she's an older woman, you know. She do like calls to introduce herself with her new client. It was cool. Because I need somebody to tell me about myself. That's the type of person I am. Like, girl, you need to eat this, or, you know, stop playing with yourself and stuff like that. So, what? For real, because I be playing. I be always saying, like,
I'ma go.
I'm going to go,
I'ma
or
go.
no, or more is like, you know, you don't take stuff seriously, like
No,
cancer and
yeah.
stuff until, you know, you get the scare and stuff, and that, you know, you don't, you know,
Hey, my son.
it's time. Yeah, black only, y'all. It's Black History Month. First of all,
All right,
let's
get into
like,
this
yeah,
conversation.
Let's
Yeah,
get
get
into
into it.
this shirt, y'all. Cause I went to Target and I had a little field day, and I got Mama G one. She owed me $15.
I don't owe her nothing.
So it said,
Not a damn thing.
read it, Mom.
What it say? I can't see.
My Lord.
I'm losing sight. I can't see.
You can't see? Yeah.
Growing from. Is that grown from strong roots. Growing from strong roots.
Grown from strong roots.
Okay.
Period. All my roots are strong, you know? So yeah, let me introduce the cause look, Target wasn't playing, y'all. Look, Target is like, they're not playing. So the lady is called Alice Butts. She's a graphic designer from Brooklyn, New York, an alumni from the School of Visual Arts. She is now in St. Paul, Minnesota, living her dream of designing for community center projects. Shout out to Alice Butts.
Yeah, so she got the pajamas. She had pajamas during Christmas for the
Alice, if you ever
African
need a model,
American community. All right, I want you to get on the topic.
look at Alice, y'all. She give an afro like me, okay? Period. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, let's get into this topic. Yes, Target love the black people, and I love Target. So we decided, because it's Black History Month, that we was gonna dive into our black history. And I'm not gonna say too deep into our black history, but modern day right now, like, because that's what we need, you know, as a black community. So the topic of the day is building our black community. Yes, building our black community. What y'all think about that?
I don't know, because the way the world is working right now,
The way our community?
the whole world.
But we're talking about our black
Okay,
community.
so our community too is just like really like confusion and scared and
Separation.
the unknown, and it's just a whole different type of world right now. Like I used to enjoy watching the news. Every time you watch the news, is depressing. You know, you don't hear too many really good stories unless you really dig deep. It's some good things that's going on too, but there's a lot of things that I don't like. Like, far as with the generation now, it's really hard for them to get any kind of help, far as child care.
She feel like it's no more black community.
Yeah, it's child care, child care, and helping. It's none of that like when our
so
generation.
On the news, basically you're saying like you can see that every time you turn on the news, our black community is just going down the drain.
Just doing, yeah.
Our young brothers, our young sisters is dying.
like.
You know what? We definitely gonna take a moment of silence for all our black brothers and sisters that passed. So we're gonna take a quick moment of silence for that. And I know y'all just heard about the case we had with Trey Nichols. Really devastating story. Don't want to get too deep into it because I am black female in law enforcement, so it touched me even more because that's not what we about at all. So I wanted to touch a little base on that just to clear, like, not clear the air. Is nothing about that situation was okay. We have a lot of things that we definitely do have to work on in our black community as brothers and sisters. So we just gonna keep praying for everyone around us. Quay said, we never want to see anyone doing better than us. Crabs in the barrel mentality. I agree. In our black community, like Mama G was saying, it takes
a village.
It takes a village, but at the same time, we don't have that village anymore, is what she was saying.
Far as like the
Quay is basically saying that nobody, it's no support. And it's because people have this mentality where they don't want to see you win. And it's funny because on most of our lives, we have that quick discussion about, people need to support people. And this is this is one of the topics that we're going to get back on too, because in our black community, everyone don't seem to want to support each other. It's so sad we are the only people that have to have this conversation. Yes, what was you saying? Natisha just said that it's sad that in our black community, we the only ones that have to have this conversation. Everyone else, community, they stick together. I want to know what is driving us away from sticking together as one.
I don't know.
People trying to help, but as blacks, we think everything is a scheme.
I don't know. Like,
but do you think it's from our childhood or?
I don't know because like again, when me and Khadijah talk is a 30 age difference. So me being 60 and her about to be 30 is a whole different world. And when I have these conversations with her and my sons, I always say, the things that the young generation is going through now, men and women, because you got some fathers that's single dads and you got women that's single moms. They don't have the village. They don't even have the village that come together. Now, me, I grew up with the boys club. I grew up with the after school program. I grew up with the older people where I lived at. Look out for your kids. Like, I had older women that took care of my kids. Like,
You said,
Quay?
I said Don Q.
Yeah.
Quay said, if we stick together and support each other and work together, everybody can't be the star to start to play the playground so everyone could get rich together. I agree.
Yeah. But in some cases, people are just trying to survive. They're just trying to pay their rent,
she don't think it's a black community, and I feel like I don't like that. Like we shouldn't feel like that as black people. That is no community around us, and I feel like when we feel that or state that, we have to start figuring out what we could do as to build in this black community, or even in just our areas around us and stuff. Because I live in a predominantly white area, and my biggest issue is teaching it in the schools. Black History Month is the shortest month of the year, y'all. That's already upsetting. But me being where I live at, I want my kids to come home and show me that Black History Month and everyone that is included or in our history books that's black, that they learning about. But they need to be able to learn about that.
It shouldn't just be black history. It should be in the history studies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should, like in college, some colleges don't have a master of black this or stuff like that. Like, it depends what school you go to with colleges, honestly. And I feel like every school should have that. Everyone. Because we live in a diverse world right now. Like, okay, now black people could live with, where Caucasian or Spanish, we could live there. We could be in those areas that's predominantly white and stuff like that. But, so we need to come together if we are all in those type of areas and tell these schools that our kids should be taught things like this. I should be able to go to a Black History Month assembly or things like that. Because when I was younger, we did it all the time. They removed Black history from the schools. Yeah, why is that though?
But because the kids nowadays
because Hispanic heritage is, don't get me wrong. I love my Spanish people, but.
Well, they put in the work to do their history.
They come as a community to make sure that their heritage is celebrated.
They put in the work to the community so they can celebrate their day. So my thing is, like, when you talk about the history of
and
our history going back. The kids now, when you try to talk about them,
said they don't want the people to know the truth. So what can we do?
Who's Malcolm X? Who's Martin Luther King? Who's Harriet Tubman? The kids be like, oh, that was back then. Yeah, they don't want to learn about.
They don't.
They want to learn about rappers and basketball players.
I mean, listen, I'm okay with that, but we still have people that's upcoming in my age or new artists and stuff that you could probably put into the black heritage. It's a lot of people that do a lot of stuff for our communities.
It is.
You get what I'm saying? Like, yes, I understand, but as kids, yes, they complain about not wanting to know this or they still should know it. It still should be taught in school, just like they take tests on the presidents and things like that. It still should be tests taken on these things so the kids can know that. That's off the rip.
Right. And
I always ask my kids, did y'all learn this and what happened in this month in school, or y'all have an assembly and stuff like that? Where I live at is rare. My building actually last year tried to come together and do this. They actually just started last year building a diverse team, which me and one of my neighbors is on, to create different things going on with the school. So hopefully that plays a part, but it's all these other areas.
Well,
and even our actual urban areas.
I'm
hearing that the kids are not getting taught things about black history. Yeah. See, I know at some jobs they display that, which is good because that creates that diverse team. That's what you want to work at. You want to work with somewhere appreciates all that you do as that black man or that black woman, and not just that number or not just that person. Or the teacher said nothing to his feelings, look down on us like we are shit. Not only them, but most people, but all people. It's so sad. Excuse my type. It's okay. Yeah, it is sad. And do y'all feel like because the other races or the other community look down on us, we start looking down on ourselves, and we start separating from each other and looking at each other as how the other races or people look at us? Is that why y'all feel like we don't have a black community? Because that could be an issue. It's because the way we get treated on a daily basis at our jobs or on a daily basis in the area we live in, we feel like we're not going to be a black community because nobody else look at us as a black community. L'Oreal is a great all backgrounds and diversity in the building. Is they hiring? Oh. The teacher said the other races think they are superior over us. Yeah. I feel like some races do. Yes, for sure. But we shouldn't feel like because they think that we should disappear as a black community.
Well, first of all, we ain't gonna never get. It's never gonna get rid of racism because it's still being taught within the young generation. It's being taught. Hatred is taught. You understand? Hatred is taught. It's not just something that you just wake up one day. No, it's taught. Because your first teachers are at home, which is your parent, your grandparent. You know what I'm saying?
So is our black moms and dad teaching it? You think they need to teach their kids at home?
Yeah,
more.
Because
it starts at home.
Yeah, and then our kids are being disrespectful to each other and being disrespectful to adults. Like, even with us working in the school system, like, if you see a cop, a security guard, a teacher, a principal, you was wary. You're not going to say too much or do anything. The kids nowadays, they don't care. They really got a I don't care attitude. So how do you teach? Well, where do you start teaching a person that have a I don't give a damn attitude? You know what I'm saying? Because even it's adults. You know what I'm saying? Even adults. Because with my youngest son, I have to tell him because he got a I don't give a damn attitude. When you try, oh, that was back then. What was back then? So I have to, refresh his mind. What was back then? Oh, that was back then. When you say something to the adults or teenagers or whatever you have,
it's the household.
Yeah, they be like,
it's the households how they being raised. I wouldn't say that either because sometimes school has a role to play inside just kids too. Because I could be teaching my kids everything at home, as far as they black community and what we do as a black community, but where I live at, they teaching a whole different dynamic of whatever they feel like the kids need to learn. They have a different curriculum, and that's the problem for me too because none of the schools now, they don't even talk about generation wealth. That's what we need in our black community. That's what we need in our black community. They don't teach that. They teach the stuff that they feel like, oh, they're gonna learn it. No, we need to teach. They need to teach the real things. That way, as a community, because I know at home a lot of people in they community, they teach their kids generational wealth. I know I'm teaching my kids generational wealth, but at schools it should be also put into place as well too. Like I said, it starts at home. But it should be introduced in schools as well. I'm deep into that. Yeah. We got to find a teacher to come up here and talk to us one day.
I would have thought during the pandemic with
schools are out of control.
I would have thought with the pandemic
the teacher said the problem is we taught to go with the flow and be a yes man even when things are not right. Koi said yes, school's out of control, sir. Serving chicken, waffles, and watermelon. Wait, what school served that? The school system sucks. Teach your kids at home if you want them to thrive. Yes, teach your kids at home. And if we could be a part of that school community and at those meetings where we could have some type of say so into what our kids should be learning, go to those meetings, y'all.
Advocate.
This is where I get my speech from. If anybody
advocate,
because baby,
shut the hell.
We don't
advocate right for your kids. Like,
oh, he said it was on the news.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. Like, you know, you can only teach your kids and build your kids up the best that you can. Make sure you tell your kids, that they are important. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. They are important. Look in the mirror. You're just as beautiful. But it's a lot. It is a lot, and because it's a lot, we kind of hold each other responsible for every time something happens. It's always, the black person. No, you gotta hold yourself responsible for the things that you do, the things you do, the things you don't do. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't.
When I say hold yourself responsible, I'm saying we have to help the teachers help our kids.
Okay.
Instead of letting them label our kids. Every time one of our kids have a behavior,
they got ADHD or they need medication
and that's one thing that I didn't allow them to do with my kids. Like, ooh, Nate was bad as hell, and I had him tested. They wanted to put him on medicine. You're not putting my son on. He ain't crazy. I'm going to beat his ass until he get himself together. He ain't crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He going to learn. Nah. Y'all want to put our kids on school buses and yellow school buses. Say no. Our kids is good. They just need attention.
My kids take the bus.
No, I'm saying, like, soon as our kids have a behavior.
Oh, you mean
they
like
wanna,
the bus for that? Okay.
Yes, they want to, the kids don't have a behavior. They act bad, then you discipline them. Them kids is all right. It's too many of our kids taking medicine.
So you feel like they how y'all say it? Categorize. Get my shit together.
Yeah.
My phone.
Our kids.
Yes, to be put into a.
Instead of us parents looking into another option, we'll be like, yeah, give our kids medicine. Because we don't want to deal with it.
We are told at a certain age we have to go out and get it. Go out and get it. A lot of coaches allow their kids to stay in and save and all. Oh, that's a good thing, Quay, because
what
they saying that. Okay, I get you, because some of us, our black community was so raised on. Oh, when they 18, they get out. So do you think as a community,
American can't speak English?
Not y'all Americans can't speak English. Listen, baby, ain't no shame in my game. But yeah, I totally agree with Quay, because we have these things that we tell ourselves and our kids, or when they 18 they gotta get out of it and stuff like that. But in the other communities, I want to say they coddle their kids, but they make sure that their kids, before they could just leave that house, that they are set and stuff, so they won't be out here trying to depend on other people and stuff. So in our community, it's like, oh, you 18, you gotta get out and go. You gotta,
because half of them is already
So
fed with a silver spoon, so...
Yeah, our black... Not all of them.
I said half of them.
No, it's not half of them. But...
It's half of them.
It's not half of them, but some of them feel like... I know a lot of Spanish people that, like you said earlier, they'll get a house and they'll have their whole family in there. Cause why y'all paying $2,000 to be under somebody else's roof and we could get a house together and pay? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Hold on, Quay. We about to chime y'all in. Chime you in.
Why you quiet?
Cause he want to.
Yeah, but in our community, y'all kids want to be so grown so fast. So we say, okay, 18, bye, get your own. Because y'all want to work and build with your parents.
This is something I was talking to my coworkers about. So it's very important to understand that in the Black culture, we go at a certain age, right? Once we leave our parents' house, we got to fend for ourselves. We got to go to get a job. We got to start doing things like what we're doing right now. We lose a little step in that. The reason why is a lot of my coworkers, as I look at them, not all of them are Black, but some of them are. We have to figure it out, right? So for a lot of them, the Caucasian, they tell me, hey, my parents allowed me while after college to stay in their house. I was able to build and save up $10,000, $20,000 after my first job, be able to pay off their car, be able to pay off any debt that they have. The problem with us is we're fighting debt with debt. So we're getting out of college, we're getting these jobs, and we're not getting the jobs that we have now, right? So it took me like 12 years to get to where I'm at right now. But after I got out, I was making like usual $13, $12 an hour, which I probably can't make now because I wouldn't be able to survive. But that's what you start off with. So how can you clean your debt when you're fighting debt and you're already in debt, making the money to clean that debt? So that's the problem. So that's something like when I do have children, I don't have children yet, that I want to build for. We're not taught to have a savings fund, right? We're not taught to, like my sister's teaching, we're not taught to look for the future. That's why you see a lot of Black people doing.
If y'all ever need a financial advisor, hit me up.
If you look and you see even rappers and all Black people, we doing all types of things that make no sense. Everybody's doing a fundraiser to bury someone. That's sad. Everything that we're burying, we have to fundraise in order to bury them. So that's a lot of things that we lose. It's not our parents' fault either. We can't blame them because a lot of them were just surviving to take care of their children. So we're not coming. A lot of us don't come from wealth, but it's not even about coming from wealth. A lot of people don't own. We don't own a lot. So if we start doing that, which I see now, if we start owning and be able to have a house, that's my plan. If I have a house, then I could leave it to my children. I could leave it to my nieces and nephews or whoever else around. So that's the problem.
Make sure you leave it to my kids. Thank you. But
yeah, but I think the important thing, even like here at my job, is diverse. They put a little Black History Month thing up. Do
you think in our Black community we get in the way of our own selves? That's what you're saying. So we can't blame the other races.
But it's not by fault though. It's because that's the way we're built. We come from the projects, some of us.
So how can we change that? What would you say? I know you said that. Now you know.
I think one thing that we can change that, and I'm starting to realize that too. I think everything is a scam. Yeah, I think that too. But I think everything is a scam. I look on it and I see brothers and sisters out there actually trying to help people learn about community, learn about wealth, learn about, hey, invest your money here, do this. And the first thing we look at, as Black people, nah, that's a scam. I'm not putting $300 into that. Oh, you can't do that to make $10,000. Oh, that's a scam.
So our community don't teach each other generational wealth for us to be able to stand and hold down that community. That's the first step.
And another thing I noticed, like even being here, a lot of Black people in our community, we're single. Everybody think about a lot of people in power is single and being around the people that I am, two is better than one, right? So they're building wealth together. It's harder. Give me 1 second. Oh, go ahead. You can go in there. All right. So, hi, door. Just close the door, okay? So one thing that's important that we don't do, and that's what I was saying is not building generation. We're not helping each other. So that's important. That's one thing we have to do. We're not able to.
As a Black community.
And other cultures, they stick together. And I'm not saying that we don't stick together. We try and we build in that. But the problem is the Black community is being broken up. You got a lot of brothers going to jail. That takes away from them. A lot of Black single females, becoming single parents due to brothers going to jail. And you can't blame people because sometimes you got to
It
Gotta
ain't
do,
just them going to jail.
and
It's
that's not.
just that they not standing up and being the men they supposed to be.
Some of them.
Yes, about everybody, because everybody sometimes it's just hard, right? And some people just not able to do that, and I think that's a problem too. We have like not
Sorry,
all, it's not that
It's
not
okay.
trying. It's just that they're not able to get what they need in order to take care of their kids. But what I think what we got to remember is for black women and black men as well, do something. If you can't provide money wise for your children, at least try to show up for everything that they have until you're able to get the money. You know what I mean?
Got to that.
I think
but
that's something.
my thing is, wait, before we let me add to that. Somebody got to break somebody got to break the cycle of us not building, because for
That's what
instance,
he's
I'm
saying.
gonna use me
That's what
as
he's
I'm gonna use me as example. I came from a mother that came from a mother
Was a
which
slave.
my grandmother taught my mother and them how to start getting stuff on their own. My grandmother had 3 or 4 houses. My grandmother had 4 or 5 different things going on.
Okay.
You know, and then somebody somewhere got to break it. So like, say I got 4 kids. One of my kids got to break it so the rest of them, you know, can make it together. You got to all pull together as a family to order to survive out of here. So if one of us come across some type of money, we have to look out for all of us.
We will.
I think
I know y'all will. I'm just
ain't
saying.
no pulling that.
Yeah, I think
I'm
the
just
fact
saying it gotta start. It gotta start from somewhere, because we were so broken.
I love to hear Black King speak.
We were so broken for such a long time. Somebody got to break the cycle somewhere. So by you thinking like that, by your sister thinking like that, you're thinking that. So these are the things you wanna accomplish, and the things you want to do, because you thinking it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And when
but that's what I'm saying is the big disconnect is just we start off basically with a chain wrapped around us, because like I said, when you coming into these companies and you coming into life, you built to survive. In our community, everybody is built to survive. So right? In our community, you built to survive.
The line.
So that's the problem. We're not built. Nobody taught me how to be a manager. Nobody taught me how to be a supervisor. Nobody taught. We have to learn. So we're learning from each other and learning from other coaches on how to do it. So I think that's the problem, right? When I came into this, I had so many struggles for years that I talked to my mom about, and probably my sister knows about. So I think that's the key. We have to learn it and teach others. Like, you know what I mean? There's other supervisors here as well, and people on the floor that I work with that want to be, and I try to teach
together as one.
Yeah, so I try, and it's not negating, because I'll help any culture, right? I work with all different diversity of people here at L'Oreal, and L'Oreal is a diverse company. So here, one thing I can say about my company is they have diverse talks. So they have spoken for Black people. They have Black people of L'Oreal. They have L'Oreal men, L'Oreal women. They have L'Oreal Army. They have so many things that you're able to use it. And I think the problem with us as a culture, we don't utilize those things. We shy away from it because we like, that thing ain't gonna help us, instead of going to do it. So that's one thing.
The unknown.
Yeah, so that's one thing I had to learn. I had to jump into these things. I had to put my best foot forward. And once I did that, I was able to meet the vice president, who is a Black lady. So like, it's things like that. You got to put yourself out there in order for us to win. But
L'Oreal for all my free stuff.
Yeah, but the key factor for us to win, is that we got to help each other. It's too many Black rich people that.
Yeah. And this is why I be
to all be rich. My main goal is to become a break the cycle, whether it be by myself or with my family, is to be a first Black millionaire of my family. I don't know if we have other millionaires. I haven't met them yet.
Well, we fighting for that.
But that's the goal. I know
for that.
People out there have problems just like me. You got them school loans holding you back and a lot of things, but those things that we just gotta fight through and try to figure it out. But I think that's one thing that holds us back, a lot of debt. And that's one thing I kind of regret a little bit, but I'm kind of happy with my life. But one thing I wish I would have went to HBCU.
So now
but
that you
thought that.
So now that you, like you said, that was a regret. So now that you had that regret, now you could push forward for the future, for your future, and that's how I am. I know, like I keep saying, it's generational wealth. That's where our community fell at, and coming together in unity. We have to come together as one, and like you said, the first step is just figure out something that you can do, something that's so we're gonna take a shot to that, Quay.
I'm at work, but
water.
One thing we just
do something. If it's something that you feel like is missing that piece of that puzzle, put that piece to that puzzle together.
Even uncles,
give it back to your community.
I learned that. I was reading a book the other day, and I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I don't have children, but I gotta play a pivotal life in my nephews' lives too, because even though we're far away, those are not my children. Those are still my nephews, and they Black King. So I gotta be able to step in.
You might need them to take care of you. I'm just saying.
Right, I gotta step in to show them that, all right, this is what your uncle went through. They might not go through the same thing. Like you said, you live in Morristown.
You don't have to tell my business.
No.
I live at.
Dominantly probably mixed, but there's a lot of white people. I'm Jersey, so it's mixed. They call the ghetto. So my nephews might not grow up like we did, right? So my nephews might be able to.
Oh, they grow up every day because I don't.
Not be in trouble.
They're in the urban community. They in the
environment where it's probably like they got to speak proper or do certain things that they don't understand. Like, well, when I go home or when I'm around my other family, they act this way, but when I'm here, they got to act that way. And it's not their fault. It's going to be a lot of challenges. And I think one great thing they should watch, and when I come get my nephews, they should watch All American, because that kind of shows the diversity of what people go through.
Or that show with that guy, with the afro. What's his name? The football player.
Oh, Colin Kaepernick. Yeah.
They have a show on Netflix.
I think one thing I agree with her too. You got to be yourself when you work. One thing you have, like me, I work here, and yes, I have dreads. I'm Black and all that, but a lot of people have to switch yourself. Here at L'Oreal, they tell you be yourself. If you can't be yourself, then what are you doing? You're just trying. And people don't understand different ways. Doesn't mean you don't have to act a certain way. You should know when to conduct a business and when not, but you also should always stay true to your culture and yourself, because if not, what are you doing?
And that's when I say it take a village, because my thing is, because I talk to you, I talk to my sons, and I talk to my daughter, and I always say, when a father is absent and they got uncles, a man should step up and teach our young men.
Well, okay, I get what you're saying with that, but that at the same time is not their responsibility. But as a Black community,
that's what I'm saying.
It should be something that
in your household, it should be. Your nephew should, if your nephew's father is not playing that part in their life, it's for their uncles to step up. I'm a Black man. I understand what you're going through. I went through this. Maybe you can go through this. You understand?
I understand what you're saying, but then you got to remember this too. And this is a big thing in our community that I've been going through, and that I see a lot of Black brothers going through. Mental health. The one thing you got to understand too, a lot of Black men are living with drama. So a lot of Black men came from single parent households. So a lot of us are trying to break the cycle. But sometimes people get accustomed to the things that they see. And it's not on purpose that they do it. But the thing I see, especially with all my friends, I can say all my friends are good fathers that I know of. And that's the problem. And finding a mentor, stuff like that. Like for me here, I have 3 of them.
True, Natisha. True.
Yeah, I have 3 Black mentors here at L'Oreal that help me. And they're all AVPs. And they help me get through things that I might not understand, or things that I may overcome. But the thing, like you said, about the nephews and stuff like that, I think sometimes that and it's nobody's fault. Everybody is trying to find their way. So sometimes we find it by trying to do different things and stuff like that. And a lot of us are living with trauma too. Like I said, I didn't grow up with my father as well, just like I know a lot of other people. So for some people, they don't get the opportunity, right? So for me, I never got the opportunity to speak to my father to understand what traumas he may have gone through that prevented him from doing what he needed to do as far as with me. So I can't really blame him for that. So that's something I washed my hands with, and I had to understand that, okay, this is what I went through, but I have to do better, right? So because my father wasn't in my life, that shows me that, all right, I need to be in my kid's life, because the trauma that I'm going through, I don't want my kids to go through. And it's not saying that
but you had an older brother that guided you too.
Yeah, but that's good too. But then you got to remember,
you had a stepfather that guided you too.
Yeah, but you got to remember too, my older brother probably was going through the same trauma that I'm going through of not having a father there all the time. Yeah, father there, but not there, and per se. So I mean, I think we just got to break that cycle, and it's good to see. Like, I see it all over the internet of black men do care. There's black fathers out there
So,
and it's also programs that that's generated amongst, like, you know, that father figure thing or big brother, things like that. So that's a lot of stuff that we got to start bringing back into our communities. And I don't feel like it should just only be urban areas. It should be every area.
You just got to break the stigma, because there, like Colin said, there is a lot of people that grew up with both parents.
But I also have members from different perspectives, mentors from different. Yeah, you don't know what a mentor be. I have a mentor that I didn't even know I would be able to connect with, and it ain't from my family.
Yeah,
like me being the only female in my, you know, I was raised around all boys, so sometimes you just, you know, you need that touch. Yeah, my mom is my mom, but sometimes you need to be, you know, have, like he said, a different some of these mentors have different perspectives.
Like I said, I think it's just
black therapy.
We just got to break the stereotypes. It's not 100% factual that all black people grow up without a father. It's not true.
It's not.
A lot of thriving black people out here, 2-family households, and they're doing things. So it's a beautiful thing. But like you said, like Colin said, it does take a village, and we just got to break the cycle, and we got to just continue to do it. It doesn't mean that, I mean, sometimes it doesn't work out. You might break up with somebody or whatever the case may be, but you have to still keep that culture. And
but you breaking up with that person. You're not breaking up with your kids.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, shout out to my dad. I wasn't raised in a 2-parent house, but I had both of my parents. I appreciate them. But even calm down. But even, I don't know what we're gonna do with Mama G, but
he was raised in a 2.
I wasn't raised in a 2-family parent. No, I wasn't.
You just don't remember, but you
know.
How old was I?
Well, she was raised.
How old was I when you got divorced?
7.
Like 9, 6. So she was raised for a little bit, but still not at the oldest, like, for the majority of her lifetime.
But I still have. You get what I'm saying? But like Quay was saying, like it takes different
to
understand that
you could
situation.
grow up with your
a father. Yes,
that's true.
Yeah,
mothers too.
I work with juveniles, and the stories that some of them tell me, or some of them are young fathers themselves, and I just be like, wow, like, our black community is being destroyed because either the way that they took life as when they were younger or was raised was
it's just that our ancestors got beat down so much. It's just
but
that's the thing, because even with our ancestors being beat down, we still thrive through it. It's
right,
still,
and that's what I say.
There's a lot of
we are the community, but everybody else community see us black community as strong.
Right.
So why not be strong? Why not show them the reason behind this strongness of sticking together and becoming a unity? That's what we need to do. We need to be strong for each other.
I think social
back to your community, right?
Media takes us away from the black household, because you see so many things on social media that could be so negative, and people people factor in on the negative instead of the positive. So that's why I think people need to monetize their social media to
Who
the things,
raised your boy?
because you can monetize
What?
what you want. Like everything I have on my social media is just like things on building things or learning things and
So
stuff
you
like
mean
that.
like staying a positive mindset.
Yeah,
So that
positive.
the black community see that it's
Yeah,
always positive. I
yeah,
get that. But I also feel like we should speak on the negative so that it won't
of course.
be reoccurring all the time as
Yeah.
well. And
Right.
that's why I built my business too, because it was structured around black women. But as you can see, the community came together because black men love black women. Black women love black women. Black people love black women. So around all of this situation, the stuff that I try to stay in alive or the things that I try to do is based on the black community. That's why I'm big on keeping this platform ahead. Like, it has to be stuff. It's going to go through its ups and downs, but as a black community, we all have to support each other with the movements and figure out each other movements. Don't always have a negative input on why she's doing this or why he's doing this and this person is doing this. And as a community, we could do the same thing and still thrive.
Yeah,
We
I
together.
think like I said earlier, is the crabs in the barrel mentality. Everybody afraid of, like how I was trying to explain it is, all right, so if Khadija has her business, my sister has her business, and let's say I don't want to be the forefront, anything. Some people don't know how to play the background. I don't have to be the star. I could be playing the background of your business, creating a page, doing different project with, being an endorser of your business to help it grow and make money that way and become a millionaire that way. I think the problem is everybody wants to be the one. Everybody wants to be the one in the front. You don't need to be the one in the front. You can play the background. Just like LeBron James. LeBron James that's a good example. He took all his friends, gave each of them a specific job, and now they're
Kevin Hart too.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, Kevin Hart too. Yeah.
Yep. I believe in that because I'm big on that. Even with my sons, like Caden's getting older, I make sure like he's in charge of like the production with the TikToks and stuff like that, behind stuff like that, because that gives he has a creative mind. He likes to do stuff like that.
Does.
So I put him in his element, and he's still seeing a black community thrive together.
So I think that's the big thing. We got to understand that not always you have to be in the front. You could play the background. I would love if I got to be the front, if I'm the person that they want to be the face of a company or something like that, that's awesome, right? But sometimes you don't have to be in the front to be a billionaire and to get your credit. There's a lot of people in our that's out there. There's a lot of people in our community that's out there that's millionaires and people that we don't even. If you go right now, and this is a good question, if you go and ask a lot of people right now, who are the black millionaires, they're gonna name you athletes.
Yeah.
But we have more than athletes and we have more than entertainers that are billionaires and millionaires out there. And I think that's the one thing that people need to understand. For me, my mom taught me how to learn about culture, so I know a lot about black history, and I still read like that as well. And then that's how I can articulate, and I learned a lot of things, and I'm still reading right now. So I think it is the household as well. But I think we just gotta, as a community, we just gotta stick together and just try to help. You know what I mean? I was supposed to start my business. Sometimes things happen and you don't start it because you got a job and you got
It's never too late.
I think one thing that I'm learning is that you can work for these companies all you want, but if you don't work for yourself, then what do you have, right? Because you can't become a millionaire just working.
That's what I'm talking about. This is what I've been trying to tell y'all.
You just gotta be.
So much y'all can have us for temporary moments, but after that temporary moment, we are done. We gotta be owning.
Because they're only gonna give you much. You know, they only gonna.
I
to make six figures and stuff like that, but in order to get that generation,
because I'm not gonna keep taking these shots.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, but and that's one thing I'm learning. So that's one thing I'm trying to do, and we have potential of a lot of black people to be millionaires out there. We just gotta help each other understand that you don't have to be forefront. Somebody already have a company and you think you can add to it, work with them.
We also have millionaires with the. We also have millions with the potential to be millionaires. Yes.
Right.
Like I watched the Joe Budden podcast, and sometimes people break up and things like that, but he takes his friends and he's helping his friends become millionaires, even if it's not with him. So I think that's one thing we just gotta do. You gotta understand that
But
everybody,
come together.
and I think that's what happens in our community. Like even with friends, sometimes you break up with your friends because one person sees that one person illuminates the light in the room, and they're not the forefront. But you got to understand, some people just have a characteristic or a charisma
So
about them.
helping
You
is
gotta,
helping. That's
yeah,
what
and you
said.
gotta patronize, you know, your black businesses too. Like, you don't see too many mama and papa stores out here anymore. You know, so you don't
Because
see stuff
well,
like that.
a lot of things, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of companies are breaking away from that. Yeah, you have brick and mortar stores, but a lot of things now are going to e-com, which is business based online, because a lot of people don't leave their house. So it's fast selling to sell your company and build your brand online. I mean, it's good to have a brick and mortar because some people like to feel like with the older generation, they want to come and see what they're getting instead of just buying it offline. So yeah, that's the problem with the brick and mortars. There's nothing wrong with it. But you know, I think the things that we do need to build is like probably grocery stores and laundry mats and things like that.
Yeah,
Construction.
let's do
Construction.
it. Like we
Brick and
need to have this platform.
brick and mortars is good, but once that company break down, like if you selling them clothes and stuff like that, you got to keep those lights on. You probably, if you're not owning a building, remember you got to pay. You paying somebody's rent.
Right.
But we need to get into that as a black community, making sure that, because I know at least once a month I'm buying from a black owned business. That's just who I am. But I feel like supporting each other, and the biggest thing, like Quay said, and everybody else is saying, is unity. Let's just come together, y'all. We are strong enough to, yes, we are strong enough to deal with our issues. Let's be strong enough to build our community back, y'all. Come on, we need our community. We need our black community back. My boys need their black community. I need my black community. My mother need her black community. My brother need his black community.
Gotta wake up. Gotta wake up with every day. I try to wake up. I'm down because I'm hurt right now till my surgery. But I think one thing I know that I'm gonna take forth once I get back in healing is you gotta have a vision every day. You gotta try to change something every day in your life, no matter what it is. And that's the vocal point of what I'm doing right now. So every day I wake up and I try to at least read one chapter of a book, or I try to watch something that's informational as far as with our community, because it's gonna take
embracing your blackness.
Yeah, and you gotta look at what you got right now, right? I look around and I'll be like, I want more, right? I want to wake up. Everybody want to wake up in a mansion. Everybody want to be rich. You got to figure out what's your goal and what you want to do. Everybody want that, what they say, the white, black gate or whatever. But I think it's very important that we get to what's your goals. Everybody's goals is not the same, so you just got to figure out what. But I have to. I enjoyed talking to y'all. Great conversation, but I gotta run the floor.
All right,
thank you for your input.
All right. How do I get off of this?
I don't know. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'm hey, welcome back. But yeah, I feel like that. This was a great topic to have, y'all. I feel like we need to embrace our blackness off the rip, like embrace our blackness. The 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class. Steve Sabor. Okay, yes, recommend stuff, y'all. Look, listen. Every day I have something going on with my milk page. I try to shout out black businesses on Saturday, do some self-care routines on Sunday, fitness Fridays, and all that stuff is as a black community. All my males, all my deals, everybody, we coming together as one. I just want everyone to embrace their blackness. Embrace your lovely hair. Embrace your nice melanin skin. All of that, y'all. Because we win and we strong, but we need to be strong together, not just strong for self. If we could be strong within our lives, we could be strong for others. That was good. I like that.
We have a lot of
they should write a book.
People out. Yeah, we got motivational books, speakers. There's a lot of stuff out there.
And I'm big on that. I'm big on supporting my black-owned businesses. I have a lot of black-owned stuff in my house right now. Down to the seasonings. Shout out Shades by Seasoning. She good with her seasonings. I don't be playing. I be going there in my seasonings. It's a lot of
Who is
stuff
that?
like.
Who?
But y'all, listen. This was a good topic. Y'all go to Target. Go to Target for all y'all loungewear, y'all pajamas, y'all everything is like they have a whole session for us, y'all. Talk about building back our community. A whole. We might have to put a little milk in it.
Any advice? Anything they want to say? Like, how could we start building back our community?
A lot of people said that. We gonna get it back, y'all. One step at a time. Letitia says she don't feel like we got a black community. Letitia, we gonna get our black community back. Okay? Me and you gotta meet up. We gotta talk. But we thank y'all for chiming in. And listen, y'all, we won't be back next Wednesday. That's the Valentine's Day thing. We big singles, so we ain't celebrating it. But we trying to do every other Wednesday just to give us a mental break. So we are definitely giving away something from one of my favorite chocolate strawberry vendors.
Let me see.
And let me tell you.
So we'll be back on the 22nd?
We'll be back. That's a Wednesday? We'll be back on the 22nd, y'all. I guess we're going to have a segment on Valentine's Day love and shit like that. You know. We're going to try.
Yeah, just because we ain't in love, we can be still in love.
We still believe in love.
I'm in love.
You
with
in love?
myself.
Period.
For me, myself, and us.
But y'all, we thank y'all for chiming in.
Thank you, guys.
Stay tuned because we about to start putting up our YouTube channel as soon as I figure it out. Black community, come together and help me figure this out because I never be saving them. But I'm gonna save them today. But we thank y'all for coming on. Thank you.
Our number one supporter, always on here.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Have a good night. See
y'all
you soon. I'm going to take another shot.
I'm done with the shots.